if you feel lonely even around people, it may not mean no one likes you. It may mean no one is meeting the part of you that feels most real. You can be in a room full of voices and still feel alone. You can laugh at the right moments. You can sit at the table, be included in the group, and still feel like something inside you is untouched. People may think you are fine. They may think you are social. But inside, you feel strangely far away. Like everyone is near your body, but not near your inner world. That kind of loneliness is confusing. Because from the outside, it does not look like isolation. You are not necessarily alone in your room. You may have people around you. You may even have people who care about you. But loneliness is not only about the number of people nearby. It is about whether you feel emotionally seen. It is about whether you can bring your real self into the connection. And many people are surrounded, but still edited. They edit their tone. They edit their opinions. They edit their sadness. They edit the parts of themselves that might be too serious, too sensitive, or too inconvenient. So the version of them that shows up is acceptable, but it is not fully true. And when only the acceptable version of you is connected, the real version of you can still feel alone. This is why you can leave a social situation feeling emptier than before. Nothing bad happened. People were nice. But you were performing a shape of yourself instead of resting inside yourself. You were present, but not revealed. That difference matters. Being liked is not the same as being known. Being invited is not the same as being understood. Being around people is not the same as feeling safe enough to be real with them. Sometimes loneliness comes from having too many surface connections and not enough honest ones. People know your jokes. They know your role in the group. They know the version of you that keeps things light. But they may not know what scares you. They may not know what you need. They may not know how much effort it takes to seem okay. And if you have spent a long time being the easy person, the funny person, the helpful person, or the low-maintenance person, you may not know how to let yourself be more than that. You may feel lonely because you are always around people as a function. The listener. The helper. The one who does not make things complicated. The one who adapts. But a role cannot be hugged. A role cannot be deeply known. A role can be appreciated and still leave the person inside it starving for real contact. This kind of loneliness often begins when your real feelings did not feel welcome. Maybe you learned that honesty created conflict. Maybe you learned that needing attention was selfish. Maybe you learned that being easy was the safest way to stay included. So you became skilled at belonging without revealing. You learned how to give people the version of you they could handle. And that skill may have protected you. But it also taught your nervous system that connection requires hiding. So now closeness can feel strange. You may want to be known, but also fear what will happen if you are. You may feel hurt that no one sees you, while also carefully making sure no one gets too close to the parts you hide. That is not hypocrisy. That is protection. Loneliness is sometimes the pain of wanting connection and safety at the same time. You want someone to come closer, so the connection stays managed. And managed connection rarely feels deeply nourishing. It may keep you included, but it does not let your nervous system exhale. Real connection usually requires some level of truthful contact. Not everything. Not all at once. Not with everyone. But something real. A real opinion. A real feeling. A real sentence that does not perform. The goal is not to overshare with unsafe people. The goal is to stop confusing visibility with danger everywhere. Some people have earned only your polite self. That is okay. But if no one has access, loneliness becomes the natural result. You cannot be fully met if you never arrive as yourself. So start small. Choose one safe person. Choose someone who has shown steadiness. Someone who does not turn everything back to themselves. Someone who handles small honesty gently. Then reveal one true thing. Not your whole life story. Just one true thing. I have been feeling more tired than I let on. I miss having deeper conversations. I do not always know how to ask for support. Let it be simple. Then notice what happens in your body. Does it brace? Does it expect rejection? That reaction does not mean you did something wrong. It may mean your nervous system is learning a new kind of connection. Being real can feel risky before it feels relieving. But small honesty is how loneliness begins to loosen. Because the real you finally gets a chance to be in the room. You do not need everyone to understand you deeply. That is not realistic. But you do need some places where you do not have to disappear to belong. You need connection where your inner world is not treated like a problem. And you need to let those people see enough of you to reach you. So if you feel lonely even around people, do not shame yourself for being ungrateful. Ask what part of you is still alone. Ask what version of you keeps showing up. Ask whether you are surrounded by people or surrounded by roles. Then take one small step toward honest connection. Because loneliness does not always end when more people enter your life. Sometimes it begins to end when more of you enters your relationships. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, subscribe to Cognivae and leave a like. It helps us create more videos like this.